For Now by W.S. Merwin. The year a bird flies against the drum, I come to myself miles away with tickets dying in my hand. You are not here, will the earth last till you come? I must say now what cannot be said later, goodbye. The name of the statues, but who needs them? As for myself, I look back at the rain. I grew up in the rooms of the rain, so that was home, so let the grass grow. Goodbye, faces and stains, churches in echoes, dusters at windows, schools without floors, envelopes full of smoke. Goodbye, hands of those days, I keep the fossils. Goodbye, iron Bible containing my name in rust, Cock Robin and the date. Goodbye, Cock Robin, I never saw you. On plates upside down in token of mourning, I eat to your vanishing, I bearing messages with all my words, my silence being one. From childhood to childhood, the message goodbye, from the shoulders of victory to the followers, from the sea to the nearest of kin, from the roller skates to the death in the basement, from the lightning to its nest, from myself to my name, goodbye. I begin with what was always gone, ancestors in graves of broken glass, in empty cameras, mistakes in the mail, goodbye to the same name. Goodbye, what you learned from me I have to learn anyway. You that forgot your rivers, they are gone, myself I would not know you. Goodbye, as the eyes of a whale say goodbye, having never seen each other, and to you that vanished as I watched, goodbye. Walter the First, Jacques the Clown, Marika the Good. Goodbye, pain of the past that will never be made better. Goodbye, pain of the innocent that will never not have existed. Goodbye, you that are buried with the name of the florist in your hands, in a box from our box society, your finger holding the place, your jaws tied with a ribbon marked justice to help us. The dead say, look. The living in their distress sink upward, weeping, but who could reach them in such a sea? Goodbye, kites painted with open mouths over the scarlet road of the animals. Goodbye, prophets, sometimes we are here, sometimes we remember it, sometimes we walk in your eyes, which sometimes you lost, sometimes we walk in your old brains and are forgotten. Or this character gets on the bus with an open razor, bends down to my face at once thinking he knows me, goodbye, yard where I was supposed to be safe, behind the fences of sand, watched over by an empty parasol and the sound of a pulley, I who had built the ark. Goodbye, cement street address of cement tears, grief of the wallpaper, the witness, cold banisters worn thin with fright, photo of me wondering what it would be like, the girls at last, the hips full of dice, the names in smoke for the lamps, the calling, goodbye among the wishes, among the horses. If I had known what to say, there would be the same hands, holding white crosses in front of the windows. Goodbye to the dew, my master. And you masters with feathers on your key rings, wardens of empty scales, when I find where I am, goodbye. Goodbye, sound of a voice spelling its name to a uniform, spelling it again. Goodbye, white truck that backs up to drugstores after dark, arriving at apartment houses in the afternoon, and the neighbors calling, can you come up for a minute? Goodbye, anniversaries I pass without knowing, days for which the chairs are wired, the law on the throne of ice above the salting floor, its eyes full of falling snow, friend instead, and the rest of the brothers meaningless. Those who will drown next bow to their straw. Goodbye to the water, a happy person. The longer its story, the less it tells. Goodbye to the numbers starting with God. To the avenues no one asked their permission, so they had none. Goodbye, hands wrapped in newspaper. And when the towers are finished, the frameworks are thrown from the tops and descend slowly, waving as they dissolve. Tell me what you see vanishing, and I will tell you who you are, to whom I say goodbye. You, my neighbors in the windows, in the registers, you, the sizes of your clothes, you, born with the faces of presidents on your eyelids. Tell me how your hands fall, and I will tell you what you will wave to next. Guests of yourselves, expecting hosts, you in the cold of whose voices I can hear the hanged man in the chimney turning, you with mouths full of pebbles, in the rising elevator, in the falling building, you with your destinations written in your shoelaces and your lies elected. They return in the same skins to the same seats by the flags of money. Goodbye to the Bibles hollowed for swearing on a hole, knocks on the panes but is not heard. Around them the crashes occur in silence. The darkness that flows from the sirens passes the windows. The blackness spreads from the headlines. Over their spectacles they light the ceilings. Goodbye, what we may never see. Age would have kissed false teeth, if any, its caresses, making a bed slowly, even as a child. I hoped it would spare me. I made tears for it. I sang. As the cards are laid out, they turn to ashes. I kiss the light to those who love it. It is brief. Goodbye before it is taken away. I have been with it. The season could sign for me. The message sang in its bottle it would find me. I knew the king of the moths. I knew the watchman's country. I knew where the Phoebe lost herself. I know the story. I stepped in the lock. I turned. My thumb was carved with the one map of a lost mountain. My scars will answer to no one but me. I know the planet that lights up the rings and the hems. I know the stars in the door. I know the martyrs sleeping in almonds. I know the gloves of the hours. I know Pilate the fly. I know the enemy's brother, but it will happen just the same. Goodbye. Heart, my elder. My habits of sand, my bones whose count is lost every night, every day. The milestones of salt, the rain, my feet, memory in its rivers. Goodbye, my house, my cat, my spiders. Goodbye, distance from whom I borrow my eyes, my voice, in the monument of strangers. Goodbye to the sun among the wings nailed to the windows. Goodbye, my love. You that return to me throughout the mountain of flags with my raven on your wrist, you with the same breath between death's republic and his kingdom.